Ladies and gentlemen, Nintendo has finally done what I have been asking for what feels like 4 years, and they have finally announced the Switch 2. Now, I know that there is a lot of discussions going on. Basically, in this video, I'm just going to give you guys my take on it, the games that I'm excited for, and more towards the end, I'll talk about my thoughts on pricing and all that, because I know that's a big topic of discussion right now. So just to jump into things, if you guys were not aware, about 2 days ago, April 2nd, I think it was, Nintendo had a direct where they announced the Switch 2. They announced its release date, which is going to be June 5th, 2025, and a lot of the specs. So basically, the handheld is going to have 1080p screen, is going to be capable of 120 frames per second and HDR supported, and docked is going to have resolutions of up to 4K and 60 frames per second. And then the dock is a lot more intense than, you know, the original Switch dock was. It comes with the Ethernet port, it comes with the internal fan on the dock. So all those things tell me that the at-home experience with the Switch is going to be a little bit better, which is something that I'm excited for. I personally am a huge Nintendo fan. If you guys are OGs to the channel, you guys know this. I've been playing Nintendo games literally my entire life. I started with the N64 when I was 2 years old, dabbled with the Super Nintendo because, you know, God bless, I have older brothers. But all of my life, I've always played Nintendo games, whether it was their handheld consoles or their at-home consoles. And to me, the Switch was that perfect mix, and it was truly like the creme de la creme of a hybrid system. It was the first of its kind in a way to me, and I think that they did a great job with the hybridness of it, but what was lacking was the at-home experience. So those are things I'm excited, and that's just a quick overview of what the system has. Now, along in that direct, there were a bunch of games announced, and I do want to go over at least 5 of those that I think I'm super excited for. Number 1 being Kirby Air Riders. Now, I don't know if you guys ever played this, but Kirby Air Ride was on the GameCube, and it's basically like, think Mario Kart, but Kirby. But the cool thing about Kirby Air Ride was they had this, I can't remember like the actual name of the mode, but it was like City Square, where like you would have time to go around and openly explore the world, and you would find different rides or different star rides, and you could level them up. My personal favorite was Wingstar. Let me know what yours was down below in the comments if you play Kirby Air Ride. But to see that game come back, like when we saw that trailer, I was losing it. At first, I thought it was Smash Bros. Because the OG Smash Bros. Had like the Kirby intro, and I see what Sakurai did. I feel like he was trying to throw us off a little bit. But when it came to being Kirby Air Riders, yo, I should have called my brother because I was hype. I was like, okay, we're back in the game. The next thing I'm really excited for is Mario Kart World. Like, we've been playing Mario Kart 8 for what feels like much too long. You guys have to be able to agree with me on that. And so now to be able to have Mario Kart World, which we're gonna come back to World in a second because that's sort of the peak of our debacle here with pricing. But with Mario Kart World, number 1, having new maps, having an open world Mario Kart, I think that's the first time we've ever seen that. And I think that's going to be a really cool game. Once again, really excited to get my hands on it. I did pre-order the Nintendo Switch 2. Once again, it's a console I've been waiting for a while. And number 2, I really want to be able to experience it and share that experience with you guys. So if some of you are on the fence about buying it, hopefully by the time I get mine and I can show it off, unbox it, and share my first experiences with it, that can help you guys sort of make that decision. So if you guys are interested and you guys want to see more about the Switch 2, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because I will be covering it, showing it off when I get it. So stay tuned for that. The next game, of course, that I'm really excited for is the GameCube Virtual Console. Now, yes, once again, Nintendo is after their dollar because this virtual console access is locked behind the Nintendo Online Plus membership. If the cost is something that deters you, lean on your community. Like, try to find some friends that you can be like, hey, let's split this 8 ways, 6 ways, and sort of dampen that cost, you know what I mean? But the lineup of games that they showed off there, I know we saw Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Of course, every Zelda fan was excited for Wind Waker. Hot take, I'm not really that much of a fan of Wind Waker. I much prefer like Twilight Princess or the more realistic Zelda games, but you know, to each their own, to each their own. I played Wind Waker a couple of times. It is fun, but it might be a little overhyped. Don't hate me. There's going to be a lot of really cool games. Chibi Robo. Chibi Robo is a game I've been looking for forever. And now that like my OG Wii crapped out on me, I've been dying to play that game, but like no way to play it. So the virtual console is really cool. And I'm really excited for that GameCube virtual console. But you guys let me know once again down in the comments, what games are you excited to see in that GameCube virtual console? Should they sell it separately? Do you guys think? You guys just let me know what you think down in the comments below. And now the last game, of course, that I'm excited about, once again, these are just things that like I'm amped about, is once we got the specs of the performance and everything, you guys know me, I'm a huge Pokemon fan. So the idea that we can play Pokemon ZA #1 handheld, 1080p full resolution, up to 120 frames. I'm not really much of a stickler for frames. That doesn't really get me off, but like, yo, if it can stay at a consistent 60 to 120, I'm all for it. That's the one thing that I feel like Scarlet and Violet suffered from, is just the performance that the Switch limited. So now, hopefully with the Switch 2, Game Freak and Nintendo, they can really up the performance of that game and give us a really good immersive experience. I think that's something that a lot of Pokemon fans have been waiting for and asking for. So I think with Switch 2, we're going to finally start getting the experiences that we've been wanting and needing, honestly. Because you have seen, over the last year, 2 years, I haven't played a single game on my Switch. I think since the last MSBA, and that was like over a year ago. So I told you guys, I'm not touching my Switch until the Switch 2 comes out. So hopefully, once again, we're going to be here. We're going to be checking it out day one once I get my hands on one. So stay tuned for that. Hit that subscribe button if you guys want to check out the Switch with me and help you make that decision. Now, let's talk about the drama. Let's talk about prices. Now, the Switch is coming in at around 450 MSRP. That's for USD, the US dollar, which isn't bad in my opinion. I know that the OG Switch was like 400 on release, but for the Switch being as strong as it is, comes with 4K, you get the dock and everything, I think 450 is fair, especially nowadays. Now, what a lot of people are talking about are the prices of games. So I was looking into this. Like I said, I never saw a official statement from Nintendo that said all of the games are going to be. I think a lot of people are looking at Mario Kart, which I'm gonna pull up Nintendo's website right here. We're gonna Mama Bicho. We're gonna scroll all the way down. I think it's here with Mario Kart. The game itself is like $80 digital and $90 physical. So let me see. Yeah, so MSRP for Mario Kart World is $80. Now, I feel like this is just an isolated case for World because when I jumped over to Donkey Kong, give me 1 second to pull it up, I went and scrolled down all the way to the bottom to see if Donkey Kong's price was listed here, and it was, and it's your traditional, well, the now average of $70 MSRP. So as far as the prices go, I think it's fair-ish. Just nowadays, everything is super expensive, and that's why now more than ever, it's very important that we as gamers, as a community, we just very picky about the games that we play. Like I said, an $80 game with Mario Kart, of course, you're going to get a lot of content with it. There are people that play this game religiously, and if you're one of them, you might find that $80 to be a lot easier to spend than other people would. Me, I am okay with it right now because I chose to go with the bundle option. So technically, I'm getting the Mario Kart game for like $50 because I'm bundling it with that Switch 2. But you know, I totally understand everybody's feedback. Of course, we don't want this to become a norm, but just in today's world, we don't know what's going to happen as far as pricing goes, where the market is going to take us, because everywhere we look, all companies are just trying to get a dollar, from the grocery store to the gym you go to the games that you pick up. Everything is all about the almighty dollar. And I think, like I said before, this is now more important than ever to advocate with your wallet. If it is something that you think is completely overpriced, yo, leave it alone. Maybe it's not for you. Try to catch it on a sale, or try to get it, you know, secondhand. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of copies at whatever store you want to buy used from. But yeah, all in all, I will say I am super excited for the Switch 2. Once again, like I said at the beginning of this video, I've been looking forward to this for a long time. This is something that I've been asking for a while, and I think it's gonna finally bring Nintendo back into the race. Not like there's really a console war anymore nowadays, but it's gonna make Nintendo worth talking about again. Like, we're actually going to be able to play all the games that we want. I saw with the Switch 2, they're going to bring Street Fighter 6, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, all the titles that Nintendo only people have been missing out on because they can't afford a PlayStation or an Xbox or a PC. All those games that they've been missing out on, they're going to finally have access to. And I think that more than anything is what's most important here, is, you know, giving people the gaming experience that they want, whether it's portable, whether it's at home. The thing that I always liked about the Switch, like I said earlier, once again, is that it was that hybrid console. I can take it with me when I travel. I don't have to, you know, pack a whole bag to itself. It can just slip right in, take the charger, and boom, Bob's your uncle. I'm in Florida or Puerto Rico chilling, playing the game in the hammock. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my take on the Switch 2 right now. You guys let me know down in the comments below what you think about it. Are you looking forward to picking it up? Are you going to pick it up day one? Or are you just going to wait? You know, see how the market responds, see how the community responds to it. And maybe just wait until maybe there's a sale, a price drop towards the holidays. Let me know. Without further ado, guys, I'm going to get out of here, though. Thank you guys once again for tuning into this video. And like I said before, if you guys want to see more content about the Switch 2 and, you know, my thoughts and me experiencing it once I get it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join the Booty Bandits today. And I will see you guys very soon with more videos. Peace.